Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Saturday morning new distributor training. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with ZG International, and my pleasure to get to be the trainer today. Welcome to all of you from my home office. I always like to point out the beauty of being able to conduct a worldwide business, international business from the comfort of home. This has been an absolutely incredible opportunity for me. Some of you that I've had a chance to spend some time with, you know a little bit about my story. This company has created an incredible level of financial resources. It allows me to be able to be home. I care for my soon-to-be 92-year-old mother. And it's allowed me to be able to build a part-time business from the comfort of home, and to be able to do the kinds of things that people, frankly, only dream about. Being able to be at that point in my life where I can provide for my mom. She is literally, I'm going to say, we're looking at maybe 12, maybe 15 feet just on the other side of that door. and I have a gal that's with me. Yolanda is one of our angels, if you will, that has come into our lives to bless us. And so while I'm here with you this morning, Yolanda's there keeping her eye on mom in case mom needs something. So Saturday morning new distributor training. This is an opportunity for those of you that maybe are just getting started in the business to learn a little bit about the things that we do. For those of you maybe have been around in the business for a while, looking for an opportunity to refocus, to get to get ready for Zija 2.0. There's been a lot of buzz about Zija 2.0, and today I'll bring a little clarity to that. It's all about creating an environment so that you as an independent distributor can be prepared for what's about to happen. Now, I'm not going to say that, I'm the greatest networker in the world. I'm certainly not. I certainly am not the greatest salesperson in the world. But what I have is many years of experience within this profession. 32 years ago, 33 years ago, something like that. When I was a much younger man, I was a cross-country truck driver. And this profession allowed me to leave that career and get involved in the home-based business arena to provide an extraordinary level of income that was going to be necessary to provide for my older son as he entered school age, but at the same time, giving me a tremendous amount of flexibility, time freedom in my day-to-day schedule to be with him. And it was an opportunity to literally within 10 years retire when, most fellows would have been looking at another 20 plus years of work before they could retire. Fast forward a number of years, I had the opportunity to come home and care for my elderly mother as she was, entering this next stage of life. And that's when I was introduced to Zija, and the advantage I had, and this is very important because this is part of what you need to be focused on when you're sharing information about, why Zija. The question is always, why this company, why now? And why Zija was what I saw, over 10 years ago when I first was introduced. I saw a company that had incredible corporate leadership. The number one reason I even looked at Zija after being in retirement from network marketing for a number of years was Ken Brailsford. I mean, he's the only guy in history that has accomplished what he's accomplished. He's created two of what are really only about a dozen, maybe 30 legacy companies in network marketing over the last 60, almost 70 years. There's only been a couple of dozen companies that have been able to achieve, long-term success, 20 years or more in business, $1 billion in sales or more. There's only a few companies that have done that. Ken created two of them. Nobody's ever done that. Okay. The fact that I could be part of Ken Brailsford's third and largest company was incredibly exciting. Our products that meet recognized needs. In today's world, more so than ever before, virtually every segment of the population, every demographic, every location are looking for natural ways to provide for good health and stay away from, the problems that we have with, the medical profession, promoting drugs that, frankly, the side effects are worse than the disease. Now, why now? It's timing. See, when I started with Zija, it was very, very small company. Today, Zija is now, surpassed all but 1% of the companies that have ever existed in this profession. We are, we've over 10 years in business. We're approaching $1 billion in cumulative sales. We have a platform that rivals companies that have been in business 30, 40, 50 years that are doing billions in annual sales. We have everything in place. We have a widely diverse product line that will appeal, something in our product line will appeal to virtually every person. You don't have to convince people they need these products. They already know they need the products. We're 100% vertically integrated. We control everything from the plantations, our raw materials are grown in, the manufacturing facilities. I mean, we're the only people in the nutritional supplementation arena that are actually producing our products to pharmaceutical grade quality. We've expanded internationally. Zija is, if you will, the company that meets all of the criteria for a legacy company, but the very best part is that we are a very small percentage of what will become. The opportunity to get involved before the masses was critical to my success in my last company. I was able to retire because I got involved before the masses. And this is what each one of you have an opportunity to do. And so today, especially as I look at the, I've got a little list here along this, actually it's, camera's reversed. This side, okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. On this side, there we go. I have a list of the people, the names, whatever name you use to log into the webinar. I can see the names of the people. Now, what's exciting is not just the number of people that are here today, but the number of names I don't recognize. What that tells me is that you are, those of you that are preparing for Zija 2.0, what is about to happen with this company, culminating, there's a lot of things going on at corporate right now, and only some of which I'm, aware of. The infrastructure of the company is being prepared for dramatic growth. Over the last several years, we've seen growth continuing, month after month, year after year. But when a company of our type, of a network marketing company, goes into momentum, you can see growth that is unheard of in traditional businesses. And to do that, there are many things that have to be in place to accommodate exponential growth. And the company, under the leadership of Ken Brailsford, is doing that as we speak, and literally at an incredible pace, because the things that are necessary to accomplish to be able to accommodate that growth that we're going to see, it's phenomenal, the workload that the corporate team has right now. And they're doing that to do a full rollout come October of this year at the convention in Florida. You want to make sure that you are already registered for the convention. The tickets for the convention will go up in price the first of the month. You've got a week left. And so this is always what I like to ask people. Have you got your ticket? Most people say, are you going to the convention? Well, you can plan to go to the convention, but it is not done until you have your ticket. It's like, I'm going on my little respite from being here at home. I'll be going in July for 2 weeks to an undisclosed island location, and but my ticket's already bought. Okay, because until the ticket is bought, you're only talking about it. You're only thinking about it. So, do you have your ticket for convention? you're not going to want to miss this. There's a lot going on between now and then at the corporate level to prepare for, to have the capacity for the growth that will take place over the balance of this year, 2019, 2020, and so on. This vehicle, if you will, of Saturday morning new distributor training is designed to give you the foundation to help you make up for the time it took for people like myself to learn this. I spent 2 years in the field with my first company working at a very high level, soaking up some of the finest network marketing training that's ever existed. But it wasn't until my 3rd year that I joined another company that I got in before the masses that I was able to actually see significant levels of income. And so what this is for is to help you evaporate that learning curve. So hopefully you've got your journal. Okay, you've got your notepad, what have you. I do encourage you to recognize a few important things. One of the things that I learned a long time ago: success leaves clues. If you want to have what somebody else has, it's going to be very effective for you to do what they do. Example, I wanted to lose some weight. I wanted to get into better health. I wanted to, it's kind of funny. I had to wait till I was in my mid-60s to actually have an interest in a physique. But, I wanted to be able to be in better shape. Well, what I did is identified somebody who was my trainer, but I had to do what they do. He doesn't sit at home eating bonbons and watching soap operas all day long to look good and look fit. So if you want to have what others have, you should do what they do. And one of the first things that I learned in this profession, the very first company, is all the top income earners had journals. And so in the beginning, I'll tell you, my journal was not nice like this. Okay, today, they're leather bound. They got the little thing, little gold pages, like your Bible and stuff. In the beginning, they were little spiral bound notebooks. You get, well, back then I think I got 4 of them for $2 or some ridiculous thing. But you want to start keeping a journal of information, of knowledge. Much of what I share today is information that was shared with me 30 plus years ago, and it still works to this day. And the only reason I'm able to remember that stuff, trust me, is because it was written down. So I'm hoping you got your journal. So I'm going to give you a couple of things here, especially for those of you that either fall into one or two categories. Either you're really new to the business. Okay, this is something you've never been involved in a home-based business or network marketing business. This is all new to you, but you want to be able to take advantage of what's going on. You want to have some foundational information. There's many leaders out there, and as I'm looking, I recognize there's a number of people that aren't part of my personal organization, and I don't want to say anything that's going to conflict with what your leadership is teaching you. You need to add this to your portfolio, not replace it. But everything I teach, frankly, all of the top income earners in the industry know these things. And so one of the things that I've done is I've created an opportunity, a vehicle for you to get some of the things that I was taught 30 plus years ago that I've taught to many, many other people. Now, in your notes, you may want to jot this down. You can access a lot of the information I'm putting out online. Go to my YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. YouTube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. All one word, Fred Holmes Zija. Now, when you get there, that's a repository for all of the videos and tools that I'm providing right now. So you can go there and you can see business presentations, talking about the company, the opportunity, the timing, and hear from people of different walks of life. People that have, we have doctors, lawyers, we've got, fitness instructors, stay-at-home moms, we've got, retired school teachers, just a wide range of people, and hear their stories. Can be very, very powerful as a presentation tool. We archive our team calls. We archive our Saturday morning trainings. Now, on that YouTube channel, you see a section that says playlists. If you click on playlists, there's only one playlist there, okay? And it is called New Distributor Training. It's there's 4 videos. The first one's 30 minutes long, and it is what was originally called New Distributor Training. And this goes back to the fundamentals of what I was taught 30 plus years ago. You know, what do we do and how do we do it? And in 30 minutes, you can learn the kinds of things that took me, frankly, years to learn and understand. Then for those of you that really want to, you know, get off to a fast start, create some, you know, an income level that is beyond just, you know, some part-time supplemental income, there are 3 more little videos. Consider them the fast start training, if you will. And it talks about the professional way to create a prospect list, how to build your story, and a 90-day game plan. And see, ultimately, if you understand this, creating your personal story becomes the documentation of an opportunity that works. And, you know, so many people over the years have been introduced to, you know, some friends, you know, company, you know, products, what have you. But very few people have ever worked with somebody who made money. And that is the key, is to be able to demonstrate it works. Round is a shape. Round is a shape. Okay. I'm going to have to get back with you on that one, Ray. I didn't quite catch that. Round is a shape. So, that's what I encourage every new distributor to take a few minutes. If you think about it, you know, most people invest, you know, decades in their education to get a job that makes them a living. You know, why not invest 60 minutes in training in a career in network marketing that could make you a fortune? These days, you know, or today, this Saturday is not to repeat what's already there, but rather to kind of bring in a few more things, to give you a little bit more. And today I want to do this. I'm going to take about 10 minutes. I want to share with you the key to customer retention. All right. If you understand what it is that we do, we're in the business of sharing our product, sharing our income opportunity, and teaching others to do the same. But make no mistake about it, the whole purpose of doing that, sharing our product, is to acquire a consumer base. Why do we share our income opportunity? To create leverage and have a number of people that are part of our team sharing the product, which then dramatically increases our potential consumer base. And then if we take it one step farther and help those people build their business, help them introduce others who can then be part of their team, and then develop a greater consumer base, that becomes an exponential growth of a consumer base. It's the reason that a guy like me, working from home, can have a consumer base, and I'm, you know, frankly, I don't know the exact number. It's somewhere, you know, north of, say, 10,000 people order this product every single month. They reorder, they're using it every day. They're adding new products to their personal consumption because of the new products that we have. And it creates an extraordinary level of residual income because of the consumption. So if you understand that, then you'll understand this. Customer retention is the key to long-term residual income. And what's the value of residual income? The ability to know that every single week, every single month, money is coming in from the business that you built before, whether or not you happen to be able to work today or this week or this month or this year. And I personally know the value of that. Some of you are aware, last year was a real difficult year for us here at home. We had some real significant challenges with Mom. And essentially, I did virtually nothing from the beginning of March last year until we got some stability here at home, you know, at the balance of the year. So with, you know, maybe 10% of the effort that I normally put into what is already a part-time business, my income continued to come in. Imagine the blessings that come from knowing that you don't have to worry about the money. You just need to focus on taking care of mom. And so that's the value of residual income. So in your notes, I want to give you something that was taught to me. My very first company was a nutrition company. And, candidly, the products were, I mean, they weren't bad products, but they weren't special. I mean, they were mediocre. We certainly didn't have the compensation plan back then that we have today. But we built our business one customer at a time, one distributor at a time. The majority of our distributors came from our customer base because they were getting results. They got it. They wanted to share it with a few of their friends, make a little bit of money, show their friends how to make some money. It was, it was the original formula that we use today to build our Zija business. Now, one of the things that was very interesting, because this was being taught, this was something that was simple. It was easy to teach, it was easy to learn, and it was easy for the new person to turn around and teach others. And if you master this, this is going to be an incredible advantage to you in building true long-term residual income. And make no mistake about it, 80% of my income, maybe more, comes from people that do nothing other than use the product. Okay? The business building model is to create an environment where there are a large number of people who are acquiring one or two customers. But the 80% of the income comes from people that simply use the product and that's all they do. Now, the value of having a single customer that continues to use the product day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year is incredible, because if you build it once, it'll sustain you for the long term. And this is what we were taught. Here's the philosophy. Care more about your customers' results on the products than you care about the money you make. Okay, and I understand it. I get it. When I first got involved in this business, it was to make money. I needed to care, provide, expensive, specialized educational resources for my son. It was all about me, me, me. I needed this, I needed this, I needed this for my son. I learned very quickly that when the motivation is reversed, instead of being internally motivated, externally motivated, care more about your customers' results on the products than you care about the money you made from making the sale. Care more about your new distributor's success, their paycheck, than you care about your own. When you have that reverse of focus, the money tracks you down like a bloodhound. I mean, you can't escape it. And so this was one of the very first things that I learned about the business, and it wasn't a technique, it wasn't a strategy, it was a mindset, okay, a philosophy. When you make a sale to a new customer, care more about the results than the money you made from making the sale. And what we were taught with that company, and this is call it a technique if you will. I don't particularly care to teach techniques. I prefer to teach concepts. Concepts are duplicatable by the masses, techniques are not. But this is a very simple system. We called it follow-up. Day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 21. And so when you get a new person on the product, and let's use Zija terms, that new person getting on the product may be, Aunt Martha from, Denver. You may not actually be there. It certainly, changes things if you can get your neighbor started on the product today. But in most cases, what you're really doing is you're getting somebody to say, yes, so I'd like to try the products. I've got nothing to lose, got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Sign me up. First thing that you want to do, and kind of trust me on this, you don't want to send them to your website to sign up. That's not customer service. You don't walk into, Home Depot and say, I'd like to get that lawnmower, and the guy writes down a website and says, here, go to this website and order it online. We'll ship it to you. The guy says, great. Would you like some help carrying it out to the car? Make the sale. do the same thing. When you've talked with your customer about, maybe getting a little more energy during the day, or losing a few pounds, or, improving, the condition of this, whatever it is that you're talking about, and they say, yes, I'd like that, say, terrific. Get their name and their credit card information and where they want it shipped to, and then you go place the order. Okay, go set up a back office for them. You go place the order. Personally, when I put their contact information in there, I use my email address. I don't want the company sending stuff to my customer. It's my customer. I want to provide the service. And so once that product, because you got the access to the back office, when the product's delivered. What I do is I contact the customer very first day they start the product and make sure they know how to use the product. We go over the process. Okay, so that's the start date. Now, follow-up is the key. Follow-up is everything to ensure your customer's results. So first step, you be the person that is the service provider. You place the order for your customer. Secondly, when the product arrives, go through the use with them. Let them know you really care about them getting results. So they start the product tomorrow. Now, here we're going to go into the next step, which is follow-up. Day one, make a follow-up call the first day that they use the product. So they started using the product on Monday. Call them Tuesday. And here's the question, okay? How are you enjoying the product? Now, it may seem a little funny to say it that way, but that's exactly what you want to say. How are you enjoying the product? Because they will tell you. First things, and there's a lot of psychology here, and I never worry too much about that. Just tell me what to do. That was kind of my focus in building my business. How are you enjoying the product? Here's the psychology. The presumption with the question is that they're enjoying it. Okay? That's a whole lot better starting point than, did you like the product? Because that can be good or bad. Okay? Is it working? Well, after one day, it's hard to say. But how are you enjoying the product? They will respond and they'll tell you. Now, what you're looking for is either good results, and it's in the beginning, they can be subtle. You want to identify the positive results they're getting, or if they're having any challenges, you want to nip the problem in the bud. So day one follow-up. How are you enjoying the product? Now, you might get, it tastes pretty good. I liked it. Terrific. That's great. Any questions? I'll check back with you in a couple of days. Okay? Or you might get, it tastes okay, but honestly, I had a hard time drinking 16 ounces of liquid first thing in the morning. Okay? Here's my response to every single thing, no matter what it is. That's great. I can help with that. Okay? That's great. I can help with that. I'm having a little trouble drinking all of it. That's great. Why is it great? Because you're using enough liquid. Okay? I can help with the problem. Cut it in half. Okay? Mix it up. Drink half of it in the morning on an empty stomach, and then drink the second half in the afternoon on an empty stomach. Think that would help? Well, yeah, that'll help. Great. I'll catch up with you in a couple of days. Okay? Whatever the problem is, that's great. I can help and provide a solution. Day one follow-up, day three follow-up, day 7, same process. Call up after day 3. How are you enjoying the product? Oh, I'm doing okay. I don't know if it's the ZJ, but it seems like I'm getting a little bit more energy during the day. I don't need that extra cup of coffee or can of soda in the middle of the afternoon. That's great. That's one of the first things people notice. I am going to try to do my best so that my customer recognizes these subtle benefits they're starting to see are coming from the product. Now, day 7 follow-up. And incidentally, day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, okay? The follow-up gets progressively longer periods of time because you don't want to bug your customer. Progressively longer periods of time so long as they're doing well. If somewhere in that mix on day 1, you've got a problem, okay? I'm having a hard time drinking 16 ounces of liquid first thing in the morning. That's great. I can help with that. cut it in half. Because you encountered a challenge to the use of the product, you reset the clock and you do day one follow-up again the next day. So you follow up the next day. How did that work? Did that help doing that? Yeah, that made it so much easier. And it's kind of funny. In the afternoon, I felt so much better drinking this the second half of the afternoon. That's one of the first things people notice, is that if they drink it throughout the day, they have better results. It's why I do 2 servings a day. Wouldn't you like to have somebody drinking 2 servings a day? So day 1 follow-up, day 3, day 7. Now by day 7, and certainly by day 14, if you've got somebody using just nutrition, in particular if they're doing weight loss, you're going to start seeing some positive results. Thank you very much for sharing that with me. Encourage the ongoing sharing of the results. By day 21, you should have somebody that is now recognized, the product's working, I'm losing weight, I'm feeling better, I'm sleeping better at night, my mental clarity is better. These are all the typical things that come from just simply consuming, Super Mix or Smart Mix. Along about that 3rd week, that's when you need to start establishing the reoccurring order. Okay, so one of the things that I do, when people say, well, can I just, can I order it online? Well, you can, but if I do it for you, I can get you 20% discount, 25% discount. Everybody wants to save money. That's why they're not going to my website and ordering it by themselves. I'm doing the service provider. Now, come about that 3rd week is when I want to establish that they can continue to use the product and keep the discount. They can buy it at the wholesale price by simply going on the monthly reorder. And that's when I set up the auto ship. Okay, so it allows me to let the customer know I have much more interest in their success on the product than just the few dollars I make. In the process of giving that, ongoing customer service and support, towards the end of that time frame, this is when you can then start creating some additional volume, such as, Mary Lou, I'm just so excited. You've already lost 7 pounds, and you haven't, and you even said you cheated and had ice cream and pizza, and the products are great, and this is what I do. This is my business, and I would sure appreciate your help if you might consider a few people that that would also be interested in using this product. And it's going to be pretty common when you hear people say, well, my sister-in-law said I looked great and was wondering what I was doing, and she's interested. Terrific. If you ask for referrals, people will be more encouraged to pass their contacts on to you if they know it from experience that you were so diligent in following up and caring about them and customizing the program and making it sure that they got results. People aren't going to be nearly concerned about turning over their contacts to you, because what they know is that their friends will receive the same level of service that they receive from you. On the other hand, don't expect to get any referrals if somebody, what their experience was, you called them up once, sold them the product, and they never heard from you again until 30 days later when you said you're ready to reorder. Okay, they're probably not going to turn over their friends to you based on that kind of service. Now, one of 2 things will happen here. Okay, you're going to ask for referrals. They meant more often than not, they're going to say, I already have some people that are interested, and let them know, well, listen, I will be happy to take care of your friends. I will make sure they get great results. They're already aware that your customer service is excellent, but I always like to do this. Now, I don't know if you've thought about this, but if you are interested, you could become a distributor and you could make the money from helping your friends get results, and I will help you do that. Now, the response you're going to get is pretty simple. You're either good, and this is what I've got many times. Really? I could make some money too. What do I need to do? Okay. Wouldn't you love people saying, what do I got to do to sign up with you? Here's the alternative. Oh no, Fred, listen, just take care of my friends. I'm really busy. This is not my kind of thing, but, help my friends out. You make the money. And I thank them very much. And they become more customers for me. I've had people, I've got people that have been giving me referrals for years because they're just not going to do ZJ. But because of the results and they're excited about it and they share it, they're constantly giving me referrals. Okay, how do you get a new customer? From your old customer. Okay, that's how you keep business rolling. But the key here, and I hope you're recognizing this, have a system that works. Work your system and it will create results if it's a correct system. That day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 21, if you put all of your effort in the beginning, you're going to have results for a prolonged period of time. I've got people that reorder every single month that have been doing this for years. And occasionally I'll call them up. I maybe, the 2-minute miracle gel samples, I'll tell you what, those things were awesome. Because that's what I do. I periodically, I'll send out a little something to it. Thank you so much for being such a loyal customer. Here, thought you'd like to try this. Send out a bunch of the protein bars. Just slip them in a little package. Invest a few dollars in your customer. If you think about it, if you're making $100 or $200 or $300 a year every single year from somebody that you enrolled 5 years ago, 10 years ago, why not invest a couple of bucks once in a while to thank them for their patronage, to keep it connected, to share a new product, that generate more sales from the same group of people. These are all the benefits. So you want a key to 80% of your income? Customer attention. You want a simple way to do it? What I just shared with you. So that's one of the things I wanted to share today. I'm going to go ahead and look here at some of these messages. Folks, the balance of this time is for you. All right. If you have questions, and it doesn't have to be on this topic, it can be on any other topic. For the balance of our new distributor training, I like to turn it over to you. Ask the questions you have. I'll do my very best to answer them. You've got a little chat window there that you can ask questions on. Let's see what we got going here. Back up. Round is a shape. Good morning, Fred. Round is a shape. Good morning. You were talking about getting into Okay, Ray. Thank you. Been a long week. I'm not quite as sharp as I like to be on Saturday morning, but I got you, Ray. I was saying how, talk about getting into shape, and Ray was saying, yeah, well, round's a shape. There's a shape that you can get. This is the shape I wanted to get into, okay? All right, let's see here. Would you call that a daily method of customer appreciation? Sure, why not? Benefits for you are both for you and your customer value base. Yeah, why not? I like that. And Ray, next time you hear me say that, you're just going to have to accept the fact everybody's going to go, wow, that Fred, man, he just really has a way of saying things, So that's all the stuff I got. Frankly, I get, it's stuff that I heard somebody else say. Is there a ZJ introduction video that you like to use? I'm going to assume for prospects, Michael. That's always a question. People, if you're following the phraseology that I use, invitation, presentation, validation. Invitation is what you do, and this is whether it's a customer or a distributor, but most people talk about this from distributor perspective. Invite somebody to take a look, give them a little bit of information, and pass them to a tool, and then put them on the line with somebody else, an upline, a cross line, somebody with a story. And the question is, what tools do I use? Here's the key. All right. Understand that you cannot provide enough information in that second step. Invitation, step 1, presentation is step 2. You can't provide enough information that's going to cause somebody to want to join or want to buy. That's not the purpose. The purpose is simply to create a foundation to then be able to pass them to an upline. Okay, get a third-party validation call going. People, what's the best information to use? I have kind of a standard thing I do, because the majority of the work that I do is focused on team development. I use the little 5-minute introduction to Zija video and then a diamond video. Okay, 5-minute introduction briefly talks about the strength of the company, the product. One of the diamond videos talks, demonstrates we're making money. Why join us to make money if you haven't, there's no awareness that people are making money? That's what I like. Okay, but that's primarily my focus when I'm doing new frontline recruiting. Conceptually, here's a couple things that can help you. Number one, pick tools that you like. Okay, because if it's a tool that affects you, then you're going to promote it stronger. Okay? It really doesn't make any difference if you're getting this. What the presentation tools are is not nearly as important as understanding they got to be brief. If it takes your prospect more than a few minutes to get through the information, it's the wrong tool. Okay, pick something that you like. Why? Because you'll feel stronger about promoting it. Pick something that will resonate with them. Okay, if somebody's got a high-level product focus, you might want to use one of the as a presentation tool, one of the recordings Pat Anderson does on Wednesday night. She does her Biz Talks with Pat webinar presentation. Pick one of the ones. We've had several. Well, they're always good. We've had several recently that target particular different kinds of issues that people have that they might want to use our nutritional products to help with. So don't worry about what the tool is. It's simply the intermediate step between your invitation and having them talk to somebody besides you. If you want to know what the real deal is here, it's a 2-step presentation. Okay? You invite and you put somebody else on the phone to talk with them. Somebody besides you. You will never be the right person to share the story with your prospect. Trust me on this one. We can talk about this on another training if you want, but you're never going to be the right person. You got to have somebody else. Now, what that intermediate step is, the information, make sure it's short. Okay. Make sure you understand there's nothing you can share with them that's going to cause them to sign up. It's just an intermediate step. Make sure it's something that you like. Okay, make sure it's something that focus on something that'll resonate with your prospect. Okay, but again, it's just the intermediate step. Don't get too hung up on it's got to be this or that or the other thing. Okay. Your tool, from Ray. Your tool should match your client's desires. Very good, Ray. Perfect, right? Spot on the money. Fred, should your tools match your client's needs? Oh, okay. So instead of saying, you're asking. Very good, Ray. Why don't I know who you are, Ray? You obviously have some background here. Let's see, Fred, your tools should meet your client's needs. Okay. Any other questions, folks? Let me make sure I didn't miss something here. Michael, good morning, Fred. Round. Tools should match. Very good. Thanks for the question, Michael. Appreciate that. Any other questions, folks? And I'll give you a minute here. I do want to make sure that each one of you is focused and on track. Make no mistake about it. The next several months leading up to convention are going to be critical to your income in 2019, 2020, 2021. And I'm not talking about something that I think is going to happen. See, and again, I'm not saying I'm that guy, all right? I'm not the big deal. Trust me, I'm not. I know the big deals. I've just been around so long that, you know, the foundational things, you know, you can trust you can judge the future from the past. Okay, why did I know what was going to happen with Zija? Because I've been around so long that I have seen companies come and go. I know the characteristics of successful companies. I know the stages of development of successful companies. When Zija first started, when I first started with Zija, they'd been in business a couple of years. I was very clear on the fact that I was in a few years too early in terms of, you know, bang for my buck. You know, the amount of income potential I could generate for the amount of time that I invested. If I was looking for the optimal time frame, I would have joined in 2011, because 2011 we were, you know, still before the masses had joined. We were still just ahead of the growth curve. The growth curve had just started. You know, end of 2010, last 3 months of 2010, but would have been, you know, probably the perfect place. I joined the beginning of 2008. I was real clear on the fact that the timing was not optimal, but I also knew what was going to happen. In 36 months, I put together a business that once that was in place, and then the company went into that first little mini growth curve, made a fortune. All right. Now, in retrospect, it was a lot of hard work. I would have cut that first or second year out, but that was when I was introduced to Zija. Being part of creating the culture of a company like this was meaningful to me. Not tangible in terms of dollars and cents, but it was meaningful. Right now, we're kind of in 2008 again. Okay, this year is the year that your income 3 years from now is being set up. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Okay, what my focus is. We have in the next 10 weeks an opportunity to put into place the foundation of the new organization that we'll create momentum with through the summer. Okay, working this business through cycles, through seasons, has always been a key to my success. And understand this, you know, a lot of people think I'm a real hard worker. Well, I am a real hard worker. Okay, when I work consistently and I work diligently, but I don't particularly care to work any harder than I have to. All right, so I focus on seasons, if you will. You know, Jim Rohn talks about this, right? Farmers don't plant in the winter, they plant in the spring. You can't harvest in the spring. You got to plant in the spring, you got to nurture in the summer, and then you harvest in the winter. Okay, so for me right now, this is my focus. Okay, over the next 10 weeks, I'm putting into place the new organization, the new team members or existing team members that are ready to re-engage and do the deal, that will take us from the beginning of the summer in June for the next 3 months, June, July, and August, which are typically down periods of time in the profession, in this industry. We have the opportunity to have one of the biggest summers we've ever had in Zija. Okay, that's my focus, is to put the people into place, balance of this period 126, 127. We're going to roll into the beginning of June with fresh momentum. June, July, and August, we're going to create some duplication. We're going to create some traction. That'll take us into the second most productive portion of the year, the fall. We're going to culminate with the big convention in October. The full rollout of Zija 2.0 will be announced at that point in time. Most people are going to be going to convention to see what it is. I'm going to be at convention with a whole brand new freshman class that they'll be able to take advantage of that. We'll roll through the balance of the year. This is simply to set up 2019. And because this is exactly the formula I used when I started with Zija, again, nothing new. You know, everybody, you know, what you know, I've had so many conversations recently here about, you know, I'm trying to come up to speed with social media. I'm trying to get into the technology. I'm trying to do this, that, and the other thing. Don't worry about that. Okay. If you're really good at social media, great, do it. If you're not really good at most social media, don't worry about it. Okay. None of that's an issue. Those are all techniques. The concepts are what create success. And when I joined Zija, I understood these concepts. And so I was very consistent without tremendous results in 2008, but I created that foundation, that base. In 2009, we started to get some traction. The traction was being developed through duplication. I had people in place and then started helping them generate that foundation for themselves. 2009, my income for 2009 was 5 times what it was in 2008. That's because I took 2008 to put a foundation into place. For those of you that are hearing what I'm saying right now, you can dramatically impact your income in 2019, 2020, 2021. I mean, when I say dramatic, I'm talking about, you know, unbelievable levels of increase. But it starts with, what are you doing today? What are you going to do for the balance of this period? We got, you know, what, one more week to set into place what's going to happen during the 8 weeks of period 126, 127. Because if you do that right, you'll roll into June, July, August with some momentum. Instead of trying to create momentum during a time frame that is typically not a productive time, roll into the summer with momentum and be able to increase momentum, roll into the fall, an incredibly productive season in multi-level calendar, parlay that into the convention, carry it through the rest of the year. You're going to walk into the beginning of 2019 full-blown momentum, and guess what's going to happen? You could see a 5-fold increase in income over what you had this year if you're doing the doing part right now. So we're hitting the end of our allotted time. Let's see. Fred, you should tools much time. If I join Zija, when should I build? Should I wait until I'm secure in my ability, or should I just try and fail and learn as I go? Ray, man, I'll tell you what. It's almost like you're on my payroll. Okay. The question Ray just asked, and I'll close with this. If I just joined Zija, should I just jump in and do the deal and try and figure it out, you know, best I can? Or should I wait until I'm secure in my abilities and my understanding and my knowledge before I really start to do the deal? The answer to that question is what we do in network marketing. Be real clear on this, folks. You can't do this by yourself. The way this profession has always been, the way that this business works, the why it's the most beautiful opportunity for the masses is that it doesn't work if you do it by yourself. As a brand new person, this is what you want to do. You know, take 60 minutes, my suggestion, okay? And I'm not saying my stuff is the end all. It's just stuff. It's just training. Take 60 minutes and review those little videos I've got on my YouTube channel, so you'll understand what I know, okay, what I was sharing there. That doesn't mean you're going to have the skill sets, the well-developed philosophy, the daily method of operation, or the story necessary to be successful. But the way this works the best is when you simply do a couple of things. Make a list, invite people to look, but rely upon your experienced upline leader to support you. Now, that doesn't mean David Moses. It doesn't mean Pat Anderson or even me. Your experienced upline leader could be a bronze, somebody who has a story and who's already done this. You have to have somebody else. So rather than waiting until you're comfortable that you know all about the company and all about the product so that you can invite somebody to take a look and then tell them all about it, that's not the system. The system is you do the invitation, use the tool to get some information to them, but put somebody else on the line, let them tell the story. One of the reasons I did so well in the beginning is I did what I taught. For those of you that haven't heard the story, my first 2 weeks in Zija, I bought a diamond pack, and within 2 weeks, I was in profitability. I created more income than the cost of my diamond pack. And the reason I did that is I followed the system. You know, I pre-screened a list of 12 people I was going to share the product with, and I invited them to be my first customers. And of those 12 people, 6 of them bought the product. Folks, they would have bought the product anyway just to help me out. The reason I had such a great story in the beginning is I set up the story. Now, in that first week, I got 6 customers because I called 12 people. Now, those 6 customers did a couple things. First of all, made me some money, so it gave me a little bit of a story. It documented that people will buy the product. And then I had some more product stories of people's success besides me. Now, I had a second list that I was going to build my business with because I understand the concept of leverage. I'd rather have 10 distributors and teach them how to get 10 customers than try to go out and get 100 customers by myself. Okay? Same number of consumers, a lot less work. Now, I had a list of 12 people. I was going to go like this, 12 people that I was going to prospect to get into my business. I pre-screened those people. All right. They were people, not all of them were necessarily the people I was looking for, but they had certain criteria. Okay. They were already at a certain level of success in their life. They were already documented that, that they had the ability to look at something and make a decision. Okay. I didn't look for broke people. One of the things I had to do is have a credit card. Okay. Too many times we go prospect our people that are broke. They got no money. The lights are ready to go out. They're parking the car around the block because the finance company. I mean, folks, why would you try to share an opportunity with somebody that that's so broke they can't pay attention? They need a job, not an opportunity. I looked for people that were opportunity seekers. Now, out of those 12 people, I had 3 people start with diamond packs. That in that second week, I had 6 customers and 3 diamond packs. How did I get out of 12 people, 3 of them to start with a diamond pack? Because I followed the system. I did what I taught. I called them up. I said, I got something that's really incredible. Are you open to hearing? I put them on a tool. At the time, the best tool we had was a little cheesy 5-minute recorded telephone call. And, David Moses sharing the story. And then as soon as they were through listening to that, I put them on the phone with my upline and I shut up. Now, see, why did I get such great results? I did what we're supposed to do. See, I know that had, in case people are asking, or thinking, these weren't people from my previous organization. Okay, I'd been in retirement for a number of years. I didn't have 10,000 people from my last team to bring over. And I was cautious because some of the people I spoke with were aware of my previous success. A lot of the people didn't know me back then, so they really didn't know that. But what I had to make sure is that they understood they could do this by simply inviting somebody to look, put them on a tool, and put them on the phone with somebody else. That I took me out of the picture. I didn't have a scenario where people were worried about, well, it looks great. Wish I could do what Fred does. I'll never be Fred. Okay, you're never going to be the right person. All right. So, Ray, thank you so much for your input, because whether you have tremendous skills in communication already, or whether you don't, if you follow the simple system, you'll win. Don't wait until you're good enough to do this. Start now and learn. All you got to do is work with somebody that's gone ahead of you. So I've passed my allotted time. Thank you to all of you. Michael, appreciate your question. Ray, appreciate your question. Good stuff. And last thing, okay. This is the last cycle of period 125. Okay, so do the deal. All right, don't lose your momentum. We've got Monday night with David. Facebook Live, David Moses, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, Facebook Live presentation, Millionaires in Training. Wednesday, Pat Anderson, go to clubmoringa.com. She'll be doing health talks with Pat. Thursday, I will be doing biz talks with Fred, and I'm wondering if I can do this real quick. Who my guest is? Let's see. I'm going to have the legend Doug Stroop as my guest. If you want to have a prospect that needs to hear about the value of long-term residual income, have them on Biz Talks with me on Thursday. Next Saturday will be a special day because it'll be the first Saturday of the period, 126. We're going to do the regular 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific new distributor training. We'll shut down a few minutes before the top of the hour. We're going to come right back and do the first Saturday of the period team meeting. I am going to outline next Saturday exactly what we're going to do for period 126. Every single day, what we're going to be doing to establish that momentum, that what I was just talking about. 60 days before the summer, set it up so the summer is a growth period of time, not a a shrinking period of time. Okay, so that's it. I'm done, folks. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you for joining me. I'll have the replay of this posted on my YouTube channel shortly. And folks, if you're not part of the my team email list, you're welcome to join that. Go to my website, fredholmes.com. Click on contact, scroll to the bottom of the page. You will see a place where you can enroll for the newsletter. It's my team email list. Get on the list if you like. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.